So my name is John Hest. I'm a candidate for Minnesota House District 4B. District 4B covers most of rural Clay County as well as western Becker County. If I were to be elected, there's kind of three big things that I usually talk about as my top priorities. Right? That's usually the question: is what's your first priority if you get elected, if you go to St. Paul? Top three that I usually talk about are fighting for family farmers, as well as fully funding our public schools, and then ensuring that folks have access to health care, elder care, the services they need to continue living and thriving in our rural communities here. I'm obviously personal interest, passionate about family farming. Been very active in Minnesota Farmers Union, did their leadership training program a few years back called the New Leader Academy. As part of that, I got a deep dive into ag policy, as well as some lobbying experience both in St. Paul, in Washington, talking to folks, members of Congress, their staffs, as well as some USDA folks, getting updates about statuses of various policies and programs, and in the governor's office as well. I don't want some 6 mega corporations to own all the farmland in Minnesota. That's the future we're heading towards without action from the state. This consolidation, this gradual accrual of land by those who have millions of dollars to throw at a few acres is troublesome. I've watched my brother, in the process of starting farming, and I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's really hard. And I think there's things that the state could do to make it easier. There's some limited tax credits thing. There's this program called the Beginning Farmer Tax Credit, which makes it a little easier for folks, gives a little bit of a tax credit for folks breaking into farming. But there's certainly more we could do. I also support right to repair. It shouldn't be a controversial issue that you have the right to repair the equipment that you own. We shouldn't have John Deere case able to prevent you from accessing OEM parts just because there's some part that you know how to fix, but they have to plug in their diagnostic tool and do it themselves instead. That's not a choice that folks can make. So ensuring that you have the right to fix your own equipment and have access to the materials and technical know-how to do so. These are real concrete things that we can do with the right folks at the table in St. Paul. So, I'm running for my daughter, for all of your, daughters and sons in District 4B here. I'm running to represent them, I'm running to represent you, and I'd sure love to earn your support come November.